Hey guys, welcome back to another Yo-Yo NBA video. So today we're going to be talking about top 5 players going into the 2016-17 NBA season. So yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so the first honorable mention is Anthony Davis. He averaged 24 points per game last season, 10 rebounds last season. He's a superstar. But I think his team is setting him back because it's kind of a trash team. And the defense is going to focus on Anthony Davis. He's probably going to score the same amount of... He's going to average the same amount of points, I think. Yeah, if Buddy Hield becomes like a good shooter and he just becomes good, then the defense will focus on him as a shooter, and then Anthony Davis will have post room and to like score and stuff. And then if Greg Monroe, another pickup that they got in free agency, the pickup that they got in free agency was Greg Monroe. I think if he becomes a good player, then the defense will focus on him, and then he'll be a good backup to Anthony Davis. And then the Pelicans will probably make the playoffs if Greg Monroe and Buddy Hield do good. But if they do bad, then the defense focuses on Anthony Davis, and then Anthony Davis can't really score all that much, but he's still gonna be good on defense. But yeah, and then they won't make the playoffs. But yeah, that's why he's not on the top 5. Maybe years to come he'll be in the top 5, but this year I don't put him in the top 5. It is my opinion though. So yeah, let's get on to the second honorable mention. Alright, so the second honorable mention is Kevin Durant. You might be like, because Kevin Durant, he's a freaking MVP in 2014. Like, why would he be in the honorable mentions? Let me tell you this right now. So, Kevin Durant, you all know him as KD or freaking the Durantula or whatever his nickname is. He went to the Warriors, as you all know. He betrayed his freaking OKC Thunder team, left Westbrook in the dust, and he just freaking betrayed his team. So yeah, that's why he's in the honorable mentions, and because he's on the Warriors. The Warriors have Stephen Curry, Steve Kerr, just like Papa 3 every once in a while, and I'm just going to coach the team. And then what's his name? Draymond Green to kick some people in the nuts and then make but Draymond Green to like pass the ball, shoot, dunk on everybody, and then freaking then I think he doesn't score as much points because Steph and Clay are on the team, and Draymond kind of scores a lot too, and that's why he's only an honorable mention. So yeah, and I think he needs to like develop to like as a player on the team. So maybe next year he'll be on the top 5, but I don't know. Maybe next year he'll be like not even on the honorable mentions because he did so bad. But I'm pretty sure, like Kevin Durant, he's just like a more consistent Harrison Barnes. He could just, because like all the plays that they ran for Harrison Barnes, it just ended with him shooting a 3, and then he's like kind of not that good at 3s. So if they insert Kevin Durant, they could just do the same plays and then pop a 3, and then KD will make it. But maybe the defense will just focus on KD, like not like they did to Harrison Barnes. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But he's not in this because he's just gonna have 2-3 all-stars in front of him to score, and he's not gonna score as much points. You might argue that Russell Westbrook was there last season, but that's only one player to score also. This time it's Steph Curry and Clay to score. So yeah, and Draymond sometimes. So yeah, that's why he's not in the top 5. Maybe next year he'll get in the top 5, but this year he doesn't score. He's not going to score a lot in my opinion. So he's not in the top 5. But let's get into the real top 5 right now. Alright, so number 5 is DeMarcus Cousins. You might argue that DeMarcus Cousins is better than the honorable mentions, Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis, but in my opinion, DeMarcus Cousins is entering his prime years, so he's better than Anthony Davis, which is not in his prime years. But I know Kevin Durant is in his prime years, but he's the third option on the Warriors, as I said already. But DeMarcus Cousins, he's in his prime years with a bad team, so he's just gonna become like a better player. He averaged 26 points per game last season. He's probably gonna average like 30, I think. He was 45% from the field last season. I think he just ups that to 50% from the field. He averaged 11 rebounds. I think that stays the same though. And he averaged 3 assists per game. I think that just stays the same. I don't know, maybe like 5 assists per game next season. But I don't know. But yeah, he's just gonna become a good player. He's in his prime years. On the bad team, especially since Randall left. It's an even worse team. But as the Kings, all they gotta do is pass it to DeMarcus Cousins and then just let him score. And then yeah, they won the game. So yeah, And I think they should probably like trade him like next year for like a young player and draft picks, because think about it. The Timberwolves, Kevin Love, they had Kevin Love. It was not really working out. They didn't really make the playoffs that much years. I don't think they made the playoffs any years. But and then they traded him for Wiggins and a bunch of picks, and now they're freaking and they had their own picks and they did bad. So now they got Wiggins, Cat, Karl-Anthony Towns, Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn. They have all these players, and they're just gonna be good in 5 years. Same thing with the New Orleans Pelicans. They had Chris Paul. They weren't really getting far in the playoffs. They weren't getting past the second round, so they just got rid of Chris Paul and then got a bunch of picks, and then they got Anthony Davis and Buddy Hield. So yeah, but Boogie Cousins is number 5 because he's in his prime years. So yeah, let's get on to number 4. Alright, so number 4 is Kawhi Leonard. He averaged 21 points per game last year. I think he averages more since Tim Duncan left, and he averaged 6 rebounds. That's a lot for a small forward. I think he averages more next season since Tim Duncan left. Also, he averages 2.5 assists per game. That's kind of a little, but I think he just ups that up to like 5. I mean, he was 44% from 3-point range. He was like, yeah, he was 44% from 3-point range, and then he's just like a all-around like good shooter, and he could play a bunch of defense. He could stop LeBron if they ever meet up in the finals again, and he could just like play defense. He could score. He's just an all-around player. But yeah, he's number 4 because he's an all-around player, and Tim Duncan left, so he's probably gonna be like the star of the team, and then he's just gonna carry his team probably to the playoffs. Yeah, but I don't think they make it far since Tim Duncan left. But I don't know, maybe they do. I mean, they got Tim Duncan. Well, I mean, since Tim Duncan retired, they got Pau Gasol in free agency. They already had LaMarcus Aldridge. They got David Lee in free agency. So I'm pretty sure they were prepared for Tim Duncan to leave. So they probably make it far in the playoffs. They probably get eliminated by the Warriors if they make it, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see about that. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard number 4. Let's get on to number 3. Alright, so number 3 is Steph Curry. Before everybody in the comments shakes their head and types why is he only number 3, I'll tell you why he's only number 3. Because he has to share the ball with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. It's pretty much the same thing about Kevin Durant being on the honorable mentions, because Kevin Durant has to share the ball with Steph Curry and Klay. This time Steph has to share with Kevin Durant and Klay and Draymond. So yeah, and he might, I mean, I don't think he's gonna be the MVP next season. He might be the MVP, but I don't think so, because he has to share the ball, as I said, and he's just gonna like not be as good. That's just what I think. Maybe he's just mad that he lost the finals and he just goes out and just like wins every game by 50. But I don't think so. But yeah, he's only number 3. He has to share the ball. And if they make the playoffs, he's probably gonna choke again. But I don't know. But their team is pretty stacked, so he doesn't really have to score. So that's why he's only number 3. He doesn't really have to score for their team to do good, because they already have Kevin Durant 96 overall in 2K, Draymond Green 90 overall in 2K, Klay Thompson 91 overall in 2K. I mean, I don't really know why 2K matters, but still, he has to share the ball with all those people. So yeah, that's why he's only number 3. Alright, so number 2 is Russell Westbrook. He averaged 23 points per game last season. He averaged 10 assists last season. That was like top 5 in assists. I think he averages like 30 points per game next season. I think he averages at least 25, but I think he averages 30. And if you don't think he averages 25 points per game, at least you can get out of here, because Kevin Durant left. He's gonna average a lot of points. He's gonna average like 30 since KD left. Partly because he's like an all-star and Kevin Durant left, so that means he doesn't have to share the ball with KD. But also because he's freaking mad that KD lost, he's gonna freaking average 30 points per game. And I think his assists total, he averaged 10 assists last season. I think that goes up to like at least 13, because, and I think that, no, I think he averages like 11 assists next season, because he doesn't, he could just like pass the ball, and he has the ball in his hands all the time since KD's left. So yeah, I think he averages like 30 points per game and 11 assists next season. Maybe he averages like a triple double. Maybe he averages like 10 rebounds. But I don't think all that. I think he averages like 6 rebounds. But yeah, Russell Westbrook's number 2. I wouldn't be surprised if he got the MVP trophy next season. But he's number 2 because he averaged he KD left, and he's gonna average way more assists, rebounds, and points because KD left. But yeah, let's get on to number 1. Alright, so yeah, number one is LeBron James. He averaged 25 points per game last season. I wouldn't be surprised if he walked away with the MVP trophy next year. That would give him like five or six MVP trophies. I don't know, but he averaged 1 steal last season. If he gets more steals, he could become a defensive player, and he could like play defense on Kevin Durant if they meet up in the finals with the Warriors next season, which they probably will, because you know they're the best teams in each conference, in my opinion. But yeah, and then Kyrie could just cross up Steph Curry, and then they would just win the finals again. But he also averaged 7 assists last season. It's 6.8 assists, so pretty much 7 assists last season. If he averages like 10, I think he walks away with the MVP trophy. But if he doesn't, it's really between 4 players for the MVP trophy next year. It's not going to be Steph Curry or KD because they have to share the ball with each other. So yeah, those people are not going to get the trophy. I think it's between LeBron, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, and Kawhi Leonard. Those are the 4 people that I think are going to be in the race for the MVP trophy, because Kawhi Leonard, he's an all-around player. He could score. He averages 21 points per game, as I said, for number 4. And Jimmy Butler, people are saying he's going to become like the second best all-around player behind Kawhi Leonard, and he's going to carry the Bulls far in the playoffs. But I don't know. We're going to have to see. If he does, he's probably going to win the MVP. But I don't know. But if LeBron James carries the Cavaliers to the finals, I think he wins. And if he averages 10 assists, I think he would just win automatically. Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant left. I think he has a chance to win the MVP. Alright, well, that's going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Comment down if you agree with this list. Comment down if you disagree, and who would you put in the top 5. But yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you next time.